Wife, 34, confessed to affair with coworker, 35 male. I, 34 male, filed for divorce. We got married in 2021 after almost 10 years together. Back then, I made most of the money. T had a degree she took forever to finish and then bounced between part-time gigs. I wasn't keeping score. I figured long-term relationships have seasons, and mine would be the stable one, while she found herself. I paid the rent, covered the health insurance, handled all the boring stuff like taxes and car maintenance. I told myself it was teamwork. About a year and a half after the wedding, early 2023, she sat me down and said we needed to talk. You know the tone. She admitted she'd been sleeping with a coworker. I'd met the guy once at a happy hour. He shook my hand. He knew she was married. My brain did that thing where it tries to split into 7 different versions. The one that begs, the one that screams, the one that pretends it didn't happen. Instead, I asked how long. She said not long, then corrected herself to a few months, then admitted it started around a conference the previous fall. I told her I was getting a lawyer. She cried and asked if we could do counseling. I said if there had been counseling to be done, it was before she gallivanted around to various hotel rooms for months. She tried the usual. It didn't mean anything. She was confused. She felt neglected. By Tuesday, I had a consultation, and by next Friday, the filing was in. No kids, no house, just joint accounts and the lease. I moved into a short-term rental a few blocks away. I closed the joint card. I changed my direct deposit. I told my family and 2 close friends. Everyone else found out when my relationship status changed and the photos came down because I couldn't stand seeing her in all our firsts. The divorce itself went quickly. We each took what we came in with. I kept my retirement and paid off the last of a shared balance to make a clean split. Papers were finalized by the end of 2023. I blocked her. We've been no contact since. Every week I still see people here stuck where I was, frozen, waiting for a better apology or a more satisfying reason. It's been a long time, but I remember how that fog feels. I'm posting to give the do this next version I wanted to read on day 1. Gray rock everywhere. With my ex. I'm only discussing things by email. Please send move-out dates and utilities with mutuals. I'm not talking about the relationship. Thanks for understanding, repeat verbatim. Written only comms. Written threads kept me from JADing, justify, argue, defend, explain, and created a clean record. Info diet. Block/mute on socials and tell one friend, please don't relay updates. Immediate financial triage, new checking account, new direct deposit, close joint card, freeze credit, change passwords, pull a credit report, remove authorized users, document balances. Legal first, feelings after. Quick consult gave me a checklist to manage. Even if you don't file, knowing options shrinks the monster. Body basics. Sleep, protein, water, 20-minute walks. Grief feels philosophical, but it's also chemical. The boring stuff helps stabilize your brain. Paper trail, photos of bills, lease, car title, retirement statements, and anything timeline related. No grand gestures, no one last trip, no closure dinners. The closure is the behavior you already saw. I didn't wait for a perfect explanation because the explanation didn't change the facts. If you need one sentence to carry you, you can act on what you know today. The rest of my story is just what unfolded after I did. Update 1. I wasn't planning to update, but mutuals are the world's worst privacy setting. I keep my head down. Work, lifting, some weekend hikes, therapy, and hanging out with bros on Friday nights. Then an old friend sent a, "Did you hear?" text. T&R ran hot and cold for a while. Loud breakups, loud makeups. Lots of meant-to-be posts with recycled quotes. The roller coaster ended with a pregnancy announcement and a baby born late 2024. R quit his job to be a stay-at-home dad. T took a better-paying role to cover the 3 of them. That part is familiar. She's good at talking her way into rooms and figuring it out on the fly. What's less familiar is hearing she's been telling people he ruined my marriage. I don't know what to say to that, except nobody ruins something alone. If you choose to be in a hotel with a coworker, you don't get to step out of the frame. People love a story arc, so they keep trying to hand me one. Bet you feel vindicated now. Bet you laugh when they post. I don't. Any laugh would stick in my throat. There's a baby in the picture now, and that kid didn't ask to be a footnote in anyone's drama. I hope the baby sleeps well, gets a backyard, learns to ride a bike, and grows up thinking parents are just boring and dependable. That would be the best possible outcome. What I can say is life after leaving stabilized. I got a new apartment with a modern kitchen that I had been wanting for a while, and I cook more than I used to. I switched to a better gym closer to work. I stopped stalking their profiles the month the decree arrived. Every time you look, you pour salt in wounds that we're trying to knit. If someone reading this is stuck in that muddy middle where you're technically free but mentally still debating a ghost, here's what helped. Delete photos for your own sanity, not for revenge. Tell 2 people who care about you and listen when they talk. Spend 1 hour doing one thing that proves you can build something without the person who broke your trust. You have to keep moving a little further from the blast site every day and keep going. Final update. Newest headline from the grapevine. Within the last month, T found messages on R's phone. He's been seeing someone while T is at work. The details are messy and none of my business. But what I heard is the woman's from his old office. And the overlap wasn't a one-off. T is devastated, says she thought building a family meant the mess was behind them. Some people are telling her to stay for the child. Others are telling to start trial separation to teach him a lesson. Doubt he'd learn, though. I'm not in either of those groups, so I don't care. I heard some, for example, her family, are telling her to lean on me for support. Nope. Am I happy about it? Number. I'm human, so there's a flicker of, you see now? But it dies fast. You don't get your self-respect back by watching someone else lose theirs. You get it by not reopening doors you closed for a reason. The pattern here isn't mysterious. If you meet someone while they're stepping outside their commitment, you're meeting a version of them that knows how to hide things. Maybe they change. Some people do. A lot of people don't. When nothing underneath shifts, no hard work, no boundaries, no looking in the mirror, then the same story runs with new casting. I don't owe her anything beyond the silence I promised when we signed and walked away. I won't be the shoulder she cries on, and I won't be the person who says, told you so. I'm the ex-husband who made a decision when the facts became facts. That's all. If you're reading this because it mirrors your timeline, here's the whole arc in 3 scenes. Scene 1, D-Day. Get the truth you need, protect your accounts, talk to a lawyer even if you never thought you would, and put a roof over your head that's yours. Scene 2, Aftermath. Expect people to narrate your life back to you, whether you asked or not. Let them talk and opt out. Block the feeds. Fill your days with boring, healthy things, because boring and healthy is how your nervous system remembers normal. Scene 3, years later. Something dramatic might happen on their side, or it might not. Either way, it's not your assignment anymore. Your assignment is to not make the same mistake twice, either by staying with someone who blew up your trust or by turning bitterness into your personality. I won't pretend this has some grand moral. It's smaller than that. When someone shows you who they are in the moment that counts, believe them and act accordingly. If they later become someone better, good for the next person who gets them. If they don't, that's not your cross to carry. Sometimes karma shows up. Mostly it's just consequences finally finding their way to the right address. I'll probably mute the last few mutuals who keep forwarding screenshots. I don't need the play-by-play. My life now consists of decent coffee, answering my sister's text about her kid's school fundraiser, and remembering my passport number because I booked a trip for the first time in a while and didn't have to bargain with anyone over dates. It's peaceful, and I don't care enough about anyone to lose it for them.